What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? Man, it's me, your big partner, Cartoon 5-3. Man, I'm back again, man. It's story time. Your story time. I see now, I've been doing a whole lot of other stuff, you know what I'm saying? But now it's time for me to get back to my stories because a lot of y'all been in the comments want to know about your stories. I mean, y'all want to hear the stories again. I got some. But remember, I told y'all this year right here going to be a whole new get down. I'm getting some things together, and they coming together, and within the next couple of days, I'm going to put some on YouTube. I'm going to put some on here for you, and I want y'all to give me an honest opinion on it. You know what I'm saying? Let me know, go left, right, uppercut, or down, But anyway, back to the lesson at hand. How many of y'all out there have had your ASS beat real good? I ain't talking about I ain't talking about you might have lost a little head up fight, a little something like that, you know what I'm saying? You got your 2-3 scratches and blows put on you. You know what I'm saying? No, I ain't talking about none of that. I'm talking about a well-worn ASS whooping. A good one. A well-worn, good ASS whooping, man. Now, anybody out there that has had they behind whoop real good, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know what it is. Man, I'm finna tell you a story about when mine, Big Bad Cartoon, when mine got whooped real nice and tasty, man. I was out of pocket. Man. I'd mess around and I went out of pocket, y'all. I got a cousin. Stay right there on 40th and Hooper. Right between Hooper and Naomi. Now, I would say between Hooper and Central, but no, Central is too far. No. They got a little street up between there called Naomi. It's Central, Naomi, then Hooper. Anybody that's off that east side, off them low bottoms, y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I got a cousin stay right there on 40th between Hooper and Naomi. Right there at the gate, at the front gate of Jefferson High School. Now, back during this time when I was coming up, I'm quite sure y'all heard of 40 pirus. They used to have 40 pirus. Eventually, they started having what was called photos pirus. But now, what we would say over in my section, we called them Ross Snyder Park pirus. Now, Ross Snyder Park is a park that's on the other side. You go past Central, you go down 41st, and go past Jeff High School. Then you go run right into Ross Snyder Park. You back in the 70s and early 80s, Blood Central, especially in them late 70s, early 80s. Anyway, right there on 41st and Central, right there on 41st and Hooper, across the street from Jeff, you had 2 hamburger stands, one on each corner. Now, everybody in that area, they go there and get them hamburgers. Man, them hamburgers was good, too. I done ate them quite a few times. Like I say, my cousin stayed on 40th. Has some partners over there back in the day, way back in the day, stayed right there. Now, they all end up becoming Bloods. I think one of them, they all were pirus. I think one of them turned villain. But now, back then at this time that I'm talking about, there was no such thing as a 30 piru. Wasn't even heard of. Wasn't even thought of. They didn't come about till about 1980 or 81, something like that. So anyway, just the 40 pirus was right there. It was a dude stayed on that street that I was real cool with when I was real young, named Terry. Now, all Terry brothers and sisters were pirus. He had a brother named Jerry Fly, was a piru. He had a sister named Tina Rue. He had a brother named Mickey. Mickey ended up becoming a Blood too. And then Terry, me and Terry was cool. Terry ended up becoming a Blood too. Terry ended up getting passing away years and years later. Why, how, I can't remember what happened. But anyway, my cousin stayed right next door to them. So anyway, every now and then I would go over there. Yeah, every now and then I would go over there. I would go back over there because I used to be over there all the time, all the time. Boom. But now, as years passed by and this Crip thing started, it wasn't no such thing as over there all the time. You know, I had a homie that stayed right on the corner of 40th and Naomi, right in the corner house, dude named Lil Man. Now, Lil Man used to claim Grape Street. I don't think he knew what he was claiming back then, but he would always say he was a Crip. And I remember hearing him say something about Grape Street one day, but this was back in the 70s. I don't think he knew what he was talking about. But anyway, his sister was there, and his little brother, he had a young brother. I forget what his young brother was called. His young brother ended up turning 30 Piru, because by the time he came up of age, the 30 Pirus that came out. Anyway, I told you a story a long time ago about how a dude named Casanova from Outlaws caught me in the alley over there one night. Me and my homeboy Tony. Now, Tony was from the set. He stayed across the street right there by the church, right there by the alley, and right there on 40th and Naomi. It was a church. It was a little church right there. His house was right there in front of it. Tony was from the set. He ended up turning Avalon Fire Trey. And I told y'all the story about how me and him got caught walking down the alley after we had broken into some houses over there, and the boys jumped out on us with the heat and a butcher knife. Y'all heard the story. Y'all heard what happened. Y'all remember. But anyway, so now here we go. I would go back over there sometimes to see my cousin, kick with my cousins and stuff. And one of these times, now I knew I was I knew I was out of pocket. I knew I was, you know what I'm saying, taking my life into my own hands back then. But hey, you know, we do what we do. One day I went over there. And I was over there and I spent the night, because by the time I got dropped off over there, it was kind of late, kind of dark. Boom. Got dropped off and went in the house and stayed in the house and kicked it with my cousins. You know what I'm saying? It was a female stayed next door named Dale. I don't know where. No, I think Dale passed away. Me and Dale was real cool. But anyway, so the next day, it was time for me to leave. Instead of his mama dropping me back off over in the South Park area, I'm like, man, shoot, I'm just gonna walk. So because what I would do is, instead of me walking and going back east toward Jeff or Ross Snyder Park, cause really out of pocket, I would just take off down 40th and walk, cross Naomi, walk to Central, cross over Central, and be over there in the Ozones. They was the Ozones back then. Matter of fact, I think they was 40th Street Crips back then. And just, you know, hit Avalon and take it straight on down to South Park. Me with my big greedy behind, one day, I decided I was gonna go get me something to eat. Me and my cousin now. So he like, well, cool, man. Let's go up here and get some hamburgers. But now his mama was the one who really wanted the hamburgers. She wanted the hamburgers. So when her even mentioning something about a hamburger, I decided I want one too. So at the time, wasn't nobody around, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't tripping on nothing. I'm like, shoot, okay. We're gonna go up here and get these hamburgers and just get on. No problem. All right. Boom. We walk around. We walk up on Hooper. The homie. My cousin stayed like 5 houses. My cousin stayed 5 houses before you get to Hooper. So we walk across the street, walk down, hit Hooper, went 1 block over to 41st, to the hamburger stand, the very first one we got to. So we ordered. Now, my cousin was not gang related, period. He didn't bang at all, didn't know nothing about it, didn't have nothing to do with it. Me, on the other hand, I was gang affiliated. By this time, I had been gang banging for about maybe a year and a half. You know what I'm saying? I was new to this thing, but I was true to this thing. But I was new to it. And I was true to it though. But anyway, I've been gangbanging now for maybe about a year and a half. Okay, so cool. Nobody really knew me. Nobody, they didn't really know what I was about. A couple of people over there knew me from me being over there with my cousin, but nobody really knew that I was crippin'. Not way over here. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't no bigger figure or nothing like that. I wasn't nothing ooh-wee or special. Just, you know what I'm saying? Little chubby toe. You know what I'm saying? So boom. We at the hamburger stand. Now, unbeknownst to me, that it was a couple of people over there had inquired to my cousin about me. Man, on some, ain't your cousin a Crip? Man, your cousin a Crip, man. Your cousin that used to be over here a lot. Ain't he a Crip? Ain't he a Crip? And I believe, I don't know what my cousin was telling them. You know what I'm saying? How it even came about. At that time, I didn't really know, but years later, I think I figured it out. Because of, like I say, because of the situation with Casanova from Outlaws in the alley and Tony. My partner Tony staying right there. And then my partner Lil Man staying right there. I'm with them. We talking this crypto. But it was 2-3 little old girls around there, stayed across the street and round the corner and this and the other, that I had been trying to play the big tough role to. The big guy role to. Yeah, y'all, I'm a Crip. Yeah, I'm a Crip. I'm a Crip. Girls talk. Girls talk. So look, we at the hamburger stand. He didn't order this mama food. He ordered his food, and I ordered my food. I'm gonna get me a little hamburger. I'm gonna take off down 41st, and go ahead and cross back over. Get on the other side of Central where I belong. So while we standing there, it's some stairs that go up like this. Here, you got to step up like 2-3 stairs. Phone booth right here, and you order through the window. So anyway, we standing there. I'm sitting, you can sit down on the stairs. Me and him sitting on the stairs talking. Here comes some dudes. I didn't see them really come up until they was up on us. So I'm sitting there. So now, boom, I see, now by the time I look up and see the dudes, they here. They here, y'all. They're here. So, man, one of the dudes said, what's up, blood? So I'm just looking at him. My cousin like, hey, how you mean, what's up, man? What's up? He gang goofy. He ain't with it. I don't want to acknowledge it, but I'm knowing that this could be a potential bad situation for me right here. So they weren't talking to him anyway. They were looking straight at me when he said it. So I'm looking at the dude, and one of the dudes say, it was folk. One of them I knew. And he knew me. The other 3 I didn't know. The one that I seen that I knew was a dude named Nana. So anybody in the comments that was off them low bottoms out that area back in the late 70s, early 80s, y'all remember a dark-skinned blood dude from named Nana. Y'all remember Nana. So anyway, Nana knew me. Nana knew I was a Crip. So, hey, say it again, man. Ain't you a Crip? I'm looking. Man, there's so much stuff going through my mind. Now I'm transparent, y'all. I'm going to call a ball, strike a strike. You got a lot of dudes that's going to jump up here and try to play that tough role and try to lie and make it seem like they was the ghetto Godzilla, King Kong, and you ain't never been scared before. I don't tell them type lies. I'm human. You know what I'm saying? I have my fears just like everybody else have. Especially when you finna get beat down. But now in the back of my mind, I don't want to rank out. I don't want to say no, and then later on down the line, this catch up with me. But my mind wasn't even developed enough to even contemplate or worry about something down the line catching up with me. You know what I'm saying? But my mind knew enough to that I didn't want to say no, because in my heart, I know I'm a Crip. You feel me saying? I ain't never been no buster. I just was, might have been a little young and scary or whatever, but I ain't never been no buster. So when he said it again, that's when now I say, man, I know you, man. I know you, man. Around the corner, man. Your people around the corner. He say, yeah, you a Crip. You a Crip. So I'm still looking. I'm just looking. I promise you, I ain't opened my mouth. I ain't said yes, no, maybe. I didn't say nothing, but I'm looking. I'm just looking at him. I know what's coming. A lot of times, some dudes, when you know you finna get it, when you know you finna get crispy creamed, you would try to take off and get the first blow. I wasn't that down like that, y'all. I wasn't that tough, to try to get the first blow. The only thing was on my mind was, dang, man, I hope they don't jump on me. Man, I wish I could get up out of here. I'm thinking about that. I'm wondering, is my cousin finna get beat? Is he gonna help? You know what? So they go to woofing. Whoop, 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 whoop. Not only woofing, they go to dissing. Now, at the time, they didn't know if I was from 5 tray or 4 tray, but they knew I was from over in that area. You know what I'm saying? They knew I was banging out that area right there. So the dude talk about, man, you from this or you from that? Which one you from? I ain't gonna. I'm still looking. I ain't said nothing. So one of the dudes like, oh man, the word punk meant something back then. Man, you a punk. Man, this punk right here. And I pumped my nuts up to say, man, you a punk. Y'all see how Cat Williams, when he be like, yeah, that's yeah, that's what that was. And they're off. When I called the dude a punk, all I remember was poop, pat, poop, pop, bam. I'm not finna sit here and act like I jumped up and went to fight back, throwing blows and all this and that. No, I didn't do none of that. When the first blow caught me, bam, it hurt. It rocked me so hard, I balled up. All 4 of them on me. Boom, boom, bang, boom, boom. And they calling me CRABs and all type of stuff. So, boom, I hit the ground. I wasn't skilled enough back then. I was still a kid, young teenager. I wasn't skilled enough to know, don't hit the ground or whatever. So my cousin, he never jumped in. All he did was stand back. He stood back. He got back. Man, they put it on me. Boop, bop, bam. Boop, bop, 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 bam. Man, I'm feeling kicks. I'm feeling punches, stomps. They talking crazy out the side of their neck, trying to pull my hands up from around my head, trying to get my hand up where they could hit me in the face, which they were getting face blows in back then at the time. At that time, they was getting me some face blows. So I did remember hearing my cousin like, man, y'all come on, man. Why y'all doing this to him? Why y'all doing this to him? This my cousin. Please, come on. Why y'all doing this to him? This my cousin. They put it on me, y'all. I remember making it up. I stood up and they still working me. And I tried to run. I was trying to run. All I knew, the only thing that was going on in my mind at that time was make it across Central. Get my stupid butt across Central. But I'm officially at least 2 blocks from Central at this time. I got to make it to Naomi and then make it to Central to cross it. They own me. They working. Boom, 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 boom. Of course, all of them was older than me. All of them was older than me. If I'm not mistaken, I think I might have just turned 13. I think I was a few months up into the age of 13. And they working me, y'all. They working me. Boop, bop, bang, boop, bop, boop, bop, 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 bop. They put it on me. Boy, they working me. They working me. It hurt. I'm hollering. All right. They didn't want to hear none of that. Let me show you something, man. When you get a well-worn ASS whooping put on you, man, all type of stuff going through your mind. I'm not gonna bang no more. You know what I'm saying? You go to asking God, please save me, help me. You in your mind, you be like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it. Man, all type of stuff. That's just all type of stuff be going through your mind. Please don't kill me. Dang, when is this gonna be over with? Or ooh, ow, ooh, it hurt. Man, you know what I'm saying? All type of stuff going through your mind, man. Them boys whooped me till time got better. Till time, you know what I'm saying? Finally, they get up off of me. They got up off of me. They like, yeah. This and that. This and that. And F this and F that. And whoop, whoop, wop, wop, wham. And wop, whoop, wop, wham, wham, wham. Get up out of here. Catch you again, we gonna kill you. And all this old crazy type talk. You know? Man, listen. They walked off, they crossed Hooper, and they start going toward Ross Snyder Park. They were walking down, going toward Ross Snyder Park. I got up off the ground because I couldn't run. Even if I could have got up and ran, I was at that time, I was a little real stubby, little short, little chubby fat kid. I was not gonna be able to outrun nobody. Period. You know what I'm saying? I could have had a blockhead start, and they was gonna still hawk me down. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no whole lot of get up and go in me back then. So anyway, I'm whooped. I'm whooped pretty good, y'all. I'm whooped. I'm whooped. I get up. The only thing that registered I never forget, man, when I finally got up and looked around, my cousins, he's standing up there looking. He got tears in his eyes. He crying. The only thing the first thing that I really focused on when I looked around, I'm looking around to make sure they gone. I see them walking down 41st. I looked this way and I glanced, and the first thing that registered in my mind was they had all the food in the little bags sitting right there outside the window. The folks in there, because everything back then was black owned. They done closed the window. Bloom. They done set the food on the little running board thing and closed the window, slid the window shut, and everybody back there in there looking. You know what I'm saying? Because they just seen a major beatdown happen. Man, look here. I'm wobbling like this. I'm wobbling, y'all. I'm wobbling. Man, I'm like, come on, man. Come on. So my cousin like, man, come on, let's go home. Come on. Let's go back to my house. So I remember telling them, man, get the food. Man, that man grabbed them bags and he took them bags and took off running. Me, I'm trying to wobble behind him. Now I'm whooped, y'all. I'm whooped. This was one of them days where your big partner, he had to eat this L. I took that L. I had no choice. Even if I didn't want to take it, I didn't want to take it. I didn't want that L, y'all. They could have kept that L. I had to wear that L, though. Man, I'm talking about loser. I took that loss. I had no choice. They fed me that loss with a straw. You know? Man, we stumbled back to my auntie house. She went to hooping and hollering and hooping. And she gonna look at me and then look at her son to see if he whooped too. So she gonna grab him and spin him around, go to looking around his head. He like, Mama, they didn't do nothing to me. They jumped on him. So my auntie, which is his mom, wondered, what happened? She's not gonna understand the gang aspect of what just happened, what's going on. She's not gonna understand it. So I'm like, I don't know. They don't like me. I don't know why they like me. They don't like me. So my big mouth cousin, he gonna tell her. They jumped on him because he from South Park. Oh, that's what it is. They don't. He running his mouth, telling mom, "Mama, they don't like nobody from over there. They don't like nobody from over there." And they jumped on him. Okay, wasn't nothing she can do. What it was done, it was done. You know, like it ain't like my cousin with his young scary self. He didn't know him. I didn't really know him except for one dude. She put me in the car. She said, "Let me take you home." She put me in the car and got my stupid butt back up to them 50s. She got me back over where I was supposed to be, man. And it, hey, another day in South Central, y'all. Especially way back then, It happened, hey, it come with the territory. It come with that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I told myself after then, I ain't never ever going back over there. No more. Not like that. I remember the next time I went back over there, it was going up to a sports night. I remember I tell you, say on Fridays, Jeff used to have sports night during football season. And I told y'all about the old story. I had a little deuce that I got from the homie T-Bone from Main Street. We was going to a continuation school in Compton. And I remember I bought a little deuce from him way back then. And I had that little deuce, and we went to the sports night up at Jeff, and with the fighting with the pirus, the outlaws, the villains, and all that. And when we was running and leaving, I never forget, I decided I'ma shoot. Pow pow. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all that story. But anyway, end up getting on. We got on. Boy, look here. Boy, the things we went through as young kids, and here it is, all these years later, still done made it, man. Anyway, that's just one of them stories, man, when your big partner have to eat that loss, man. So I'm out of here, man. What I tell y'all all the time, man. Be careful. And at the end of the day, man, do what? Stay above ground, y'all. It's me, your big partner, Cartoon 5-3, man. Peace. I'm out.